Hey guys, welcome back to another video on the Inside Spurs channel. Happy wet Tuesday afternoon. I hope you're well, hope you're having a good day. Whatever it is that you're doing today, if it's work, if it's the gym, if it's the golf course, if it's the pub, make sure you're enjoying it and look after yourself. We're talking in this video today surrounding Conor Gallagher. Spurs is interested in him, and I kind of want to have a bit more of a freer chat as to, do we need him? I want to have that conversation with you because we do have some really good, interesting reports around Chelsea's now stance and bracing themselves for some, quote, cheeky bids. Also going to be talking a little bit around Timo Werner and his, interest in staying at Spurs. So plenty to talk about, plenty to get into. I do want to say that if you are new, subscribe. You're very much going to join us for the journey. I also want to say on the last video, I talked about this weird, sort of agenda that's being built. I think that went down really, really well. And, thank you for the comments because I'm glad I wasn't alone. I'm glad that, there was sense of realism, context, all those things that should come around from an argument. And what I'm loving is that in this community, we're all a little bit more aware of our surroundings. We are also a community that does take a step back, does realise the bigger picture. And we're not other communities that are agenda-driven, hatred at times. So if you are one of those people that are a realist like myself, let's keep doing this thing, hey? Let's talk Conor Gallagher, though. So look, we spoke about Conor Gallagher so much. I've had less meals in my life than I've spoken about Conor Gallagher to Spurs. We know the stance of Chelsea. We know the stance of Conor Gallagher. We know the stance of Spurs. Chelsea want to sell him. Gallagher wants to stay. It's his home club. It's the team he supports, all that jazz. Spurs want him. So we know the three pillars. So let's talk about this report from Team Talk because it does talk in some quite interesting details. So it says that Conor Gallagher is a prime target for Tottenham. Chelsea have previously set Conor Gallagher's price tag at between 50 to 60 million, but Spurs now feel he can be signed for as little as 35 to 40. A transfer at that price would represent great value for money as Gallagher has experienced at both Premier League and international level. He could even get better under Postecoglou too. As per the latest from Football Insider, Chelsea are braced to receive several, quote, cheeky offers for Gallagher this summer due to his contract running down. One of those is highly likely to be from Spurs, who view him as a potential bargain signing. English international, Prem-proven player. He's had a really solid season this season. When you're an English international and you're Prem-proven, automatically your value goes up sort of 15, 20 million. So if you're getting someone for 50, 35, 40 million, in reality, you're still looking at a player and going, he's worth about 20 million, just purely because of the English tax. So yes, on that front, bargain signing, right? I don't think I'm going to shock anyone with thinking that's a bargain signing. What I would say is, follow me here. Yeah, come on, I'll hold my hand, all right? Bissouma, Bentancur, Sarr, Maddison, Bergvall. Those are the five that you can genuinely say they will be there in the summer. We're expecting Højbjerg to move on. Lo Celso will be 1 year left on his contract. You either extend him or you sell him. We can't be losing 15 million for free. It's not what Spurs does. Spurs wouldn't even want to lose Harry Kane potentially on a free. So they're not going to let Lo Celso, who's a backup midfielder. I do want to talk about Lo Celso in a minute, actually. It made me think of something. But Oliver Skip, I think they'll probably keep him because of the academy side of things. He's academy trained, homegrown, all that sort of stuff. Doesn't seem to miss a ton of football at the moment. I think he's a good backup to sort of, if you are sort of 2-3-0 up, just throw him on for 20 minutes. We're not going to lose that game, that kind of vibe. With Lo Celso, by the way, I saw people kind of saying, is Maddison fit? Is Maddison this, the other? I get Maddison maybe doesn't look 100% at the moment, but I think he is getting there. I think people kind of went, he's rubbish against Fulham. I tell you what, had he scored that chance and we go in at half-time 1-1, people wouldn't be saying that. So, again, just read the room, Anyway, yeah, so into the midfield, Gallagher would be a big input into that midfield. People go, he doesn't start ahead of this person, doesn't start ahead of that person. Well, one, who's to say that? Two, he plays a different system really when he's at Chelsea. And three, we also need to have players that can play who aren't a big drop off from what we have. I think sometimes at fans, we kind of go, that's the 11, it can't be improved. Well, it can be improved. Obviously, we know any team in the world can be improved. But also on top of that, what happens when one player, what happens when they get injured? What happens if we lose 3 or 4 of our starting 11 gets injured? You saw it. We fell apart a little bit because we have no depth. Or we have no quality depth. And let's say Sarr was a starter and Gallagher was the backup. Let's say Sarr misses a few games. The drop off from Sarr to Gallagher isn't really much at all, if at all. So that's why I think they're looking at him. You know, Bergvall comes in and he offers you. I think Bergvall might even end up being a bit like a 10, to be honest. You know, being Maddison's sort of backup. You know, sometimes being Sarr's backup even, you know. So I really like the look of him, by the way. Really, really do. Anyway, but yeah, we'll see what happens. Let's talk Timo. It came with Team Talk, who said that Timo Werner is extremely keen to stay at Tottenham. Sources tell Team Talk as long as Ange Postecoglou does too. So look, buy option is 15 million, okay? I was sort of thinking about this and I saw buy options 15 million. I've really actually quite liked what I've seen from Timo. People go, should have scored that, and he should have scored this. And I said, well, yeah, okay, fine. But let's look at his overall gameplay. He runs at defenders. He quite often beats defenders. His link-up play is actually not that bad at all. 15 million. Now, I think people kind of have to go, what does he want wages and what does he want years of contract and that kind of thing. I get that. And next season when we're playing European football, unless we have a complete meltdown from the end of this season, we're playing European football next year, right? Regardless of if it's Champs, if it's Europa or if it's Conference, you're going to need to have more and more players. And I think if you're losing Brian Hill in the summer, which I think is probably going to happen, Manor Solomon's missed, you know, the majority of this season through injuries and what have you. You got Johnson, you got Kulu. You know, there's not, you know what I mean? There's not really much else. So that's why I think Timo's will be important in that situation. And 15 million, it's not a lot of money if I'm honest. I think they'll have to look at the market, to be honest, though. They'd have to look at it and go, is this value for money compared to maybe what else we can get? Now, I think they need 2 wingers. And if it's Timo Werner and Inaki Williams, or if it's Timo Werner and, you know, a Neto or an Eze, fine. I can work with that. Because what you could have a look at is saying Eze's going to be left wing. You have Timo's his backup. You have Kulu and Brennan Johnson for the right wing. You have Sonny up top with Richie. Unless if you sell Richie, you replace Richie, if you know what I mean. I don't mind that. I really don't mind that. And I think that are some good options. And you throw in a man or Solomon to kind of float. Because I think you can't have 2 per position as much anymore. I think you could probably do with having an extra winger, you know, having an extra midfielder, you know. So, yeah, very interesting, to be honest. And I think let's just wait and see to the end of the season. I think that's the fair way to describe it. Let's give him a chance. He's played 8 games in the Prem. He's got 4 goal contributions. It's pretty solid. Let's just see what else he can offer us towards the end of the season. But anyway, guys, at the end of the video, I hope you enjoyed. Drop a like on the video. If you did, hit me in the comment section your thoughts and feelings about Timo and you keeping him. And your thoughts and feelings about my idea around Gallagher. Do we need him? I want to know your thoughts and feelings, because I think at times I kind of go, would you want to sign him? But actually, let's change that question to, do we need him? Does he suit us? I want to know your thoughts and feelings about that. Obviously, subscribe to the channel if you're new and hit the bell notification for more. But anyway, guys, at the end of the video, and I will see you all very, very soon. Take care, guys.